doing this and having the guts to do it. Form studies. This is part that I built into a grad studio. I actually built it into the sophomore class one time too, but I think it's more successful at the graduate level. This was an ongoing project that students were doing while they were working on the other things. But basically they were given just a basic object, toothpicks, glue, something else. And then they just had to work with it to create beautiful form. It had nothing to do with meaning. All content was taken out of it. And as a designer, you'd never get a project like that. It's always about form and content. But the hope with this was that students could then experiment with form, and that was somehow that method of making would translate into other work that actually had form and content. So this is all this from the same image. These are individual images that she then put together in a book for spreads. But does anybody know what it is? Yes? It's what?
Straw.
This is the close. This is actually the object here. It's sort of one of those bamboo mats. So, the critiques were, it wasn't just like it looks pretty. We had to critique, like, why does it look good? So we were talking about all the formal things like formal composition, scale, space, contrast. Those were all the things that we were discussing. So it wasn't just sort of like, wow, I really like that. We had to go further than that. So this is all the same object too. Does anybody know what that is? Jason can't say. Some people know it's masking tape. But it became sort of like the object itself. What impact can the object have on other things? So people, they were having to do sort of 10 to 20 studies per week over 10 weeks. And the first few were kind of basic. But after that, they got a lot more interesting. And the hope is always that that kind of inquiry can translate to other projects that they're doing where form and content do together. And this is a graduate thesis that I think actually that form studies did translate to. She was really, and I don't take credit for that in terms of I think she always wanted to kind of work with her hands and make stuff, but hers was really about legibility and typography. So she created, this is the outside cover, the inside of her thesis, but when you slide them together, it says type over time. And I think, if I remember, Cassie, like the sun was going to basically burn some of that, those shapes that you'd see type over time. So some spreads. She was really experimenting with different forms. At what point is type no longer readable or no longer legible? So she was working with different kinds of material, honey, flower, grass, light. This actually went into graphice. 40, I forget what it was called. That's not her quote. I think that's a quote from David Carson. But, again, working with feathers, blowing them away. So a few more projects from students. As a design educator, my job is to equip students with the necessary skills to help them find their own voice. I teach them to be critical thinkers, adept at visual problem solving across a variety of media and subjects. My emphasis is on helping students incorporate a thorough design process with which they can solve a host of design problems. It is critical that students feel that my classroom is an environment where they can experiment, take chances, and even fail in an effort to learn something new. The best ideas come from taking chances and stepping off the beaten path. I'm a better designer because I teach. And I'm a better teacher because I practice. I would never want them to be exclusive activities. I'm proud to teach design at this university, particularly with such an accomplished group of colleagues. But most of all, I'm proud to be teaching such a talented, smart group of students. I learn from them every day. I may be a faculty member here at UW, but I will forever feel like a student. So what's next? I must say this was a typo on the 101 in LA. I saw it within the first 2 days of being there, and my husband, who'd been my now husband, who had been living in LA and taking this exit every day to go home, had not noticed it. I'm obsessed with sort of spotting typos. I just couldn't believe it, but that's just it's glorious. So what am I going to do next? For me, I'm going to continue to practice at the highest level that I can in the discipline. I'm particularly interested in publication design, but I do enjoy, again, working with a lot of different mediums. It will also be important for me in terms of education to promote the graduate program here, to promote the unique curriculum at UW, and then to figure out ways to stay kind of relevant and current in our current curriculum. I'm really excited that we have an interaction design program now, and I think the next steps would be to add motion and more visual storytelling to our curriculum. Here's an image of the gallery. So I hope that you can all come upstairs and have a drink with me.
questions.